Hi there, it's Aldwyn Altuney here. I'm at the Gold Coast City Council Chambers at Bundall, and we have a whole group of people here. We are doing a last-ditch attempt to save Black Swan Lake. For those that aren't aware, the Gold Coast City Council have attempted to turn the whole lake into a car park. In fact, about 90% of it or so is full right now with dirt, and a lot of Gold Coasters are up in arms about it, including everyone here today and everyone who's been fighting for this cause for a long time. So there's a council meeting going on behind me very shortly at 1 o'clock Queensland time. I'm going to have a quick chat now to Sally Spain from Wildlife Queensland about what's going on here. Hello, Sally.
Hi, look, we've fought for this, and the public and the community have fought so hard, and for 5.5 long years. The property is worth millions. The ratepayers have already given a large proportion of that to the council, rather to the Turf Club via the council. But still there dwelling are many, many birds and the visual amenity of some beautiful bushland. And we are saying to the council, for crying out loud, give something back to the community. Apparently we are told they're trying to force the hand of the Turf Club to fill in the entirety. At the moment, the birds are still taking refuge where it's sheltered. People are still coming to admire and enjoy what is left of their beautiful lake. This is public property. The Turf Club now have, presumably, hopefully for them, some lower rents or rent concessions on our property, Train Tech. The council now have vast amounts of parking, apparently, at the courtesy of the Turf Club, but the courtesy of the community that is giving up not only this beautiful lake, but the Gold Market Reserve Park, which belonged to them also, under this 10-year licence, having had their asset almost totally destroyed, are saying enough, enough. These people in the community, these Australian fauna deserve consideration, and we are saying, Council, support the Turf Club in halting any works, do not force their hand, and keep this lake, at least a memento of it, which is still vibrant, still a large water body, in perpetuity forever.
Now, how many animals and how big exactly was the lake, or is the lake?
It was extraordinary. We now know, because there are still new birds being sighted and correctly put on the database, 67 species. It's extraordinary. There are only about roughly 250 species listed in Australia of birds. 67 of them were represented in this amazing area. The consultants who came and went found very few. The community who stayed and watched with the experts amongst them found and listed all of these birds. There are also turtles. The fate of some of the turtles is really questionable when that fill went in so rapidly. But there are turtles there nesting, there are birds, and there's a brackish channel beyond where the birds are supposed to go. It's not fresh water, and it's been the subject of 2 recent fish kills. Extraordinary. The birds are voting with their wings and feet. They are staying with the lake, and the community are standing with them. It would be an outrage if Council today put pay to the very hard work of the community to find the studies, do the studies, ignore their own mapping, which says that the bushland there is now a high priority, and not make this a sacrosanct small area for the community forever.
And it's 2.7 hectares of lake land, is that right? Around 2.7 hectares. That's a massive area. 67 different species of just birds alone, not to mention the turtles, and we've actually got James Darby here with a photo of the turtles, which we can show you. And we've actually seen cracked turtle shells, right, from the, they've just filled the lake in with dirt, basically straight over the live animals, right, that we've noticed, and we've noticed dead, cracked turtle shells around the place. It's just disgusting. This is James. Hello, James. Good to see you here. Now, James, let's have a close look at yours. See if we can capture this on the. These are some of the turtles. Here we go. Let's see if we can focus on that. Yep. So we can see. There we are. Can you see those turtles? Just point to. There we are. There they are. So when was this photo taken?
This was taken on Sunday. We did a bird count. There was 15 different species.
Yeah.
The pelicans had left before we did the bird count. We did a 20-minute bird count, 15 different species, and it's absolutely heartbreaking that only about an acre of the lake is left.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting, James. I am flabbergasted that in this day and age that Gold Coast City Council would decide to do something like this. It just blows me away.
Yeah, it's an incredible, really it's just a mass murder of animals and birds and fish.
Yes, mass murder, absolutely. And it's great to see a good turnout of people here today that are all up in arms about this. And we know there's many more that aren't here as well that also are very upset about the whole situation. Now let's have a look at the banner you've got there. Let's have a look at that one. Or get it the other way up, this way. There we go, we got it the right way up. There we go. All right.
Only some of it up there.
Yes, there we go. And that's what the lake looked like before they filled it in 90%. It's about 90% full of dirt now, isn't it? Is it around 90%? Yeah. There's only a tiny bit of water left around the outside. And today at council, they are voting. Thank you, James. Today at council, they are voting whether to actually fill in the remaining 10% or so of a lake that is left around the outside of the dirt that the council have filled in. And now, interestingly, the council have leased this land to the Turf Club for $1 a year. Is that correct, James? Have I heard that correct?
Yes.
What the hell is going on there? $1 a year?
It's a huge, massive confusion because beside the lake was a huge horse training place that was built and didn't continue, and that would have been an ideal car park really, had a car park really been required. But there's no real essence of the talk of having the lake filled in for a car park really is a misdemeanor. It's not true. It can't be true.
Yeah.
It's got to be for future development.
That's right.
Without any regard to the amenity of those animals that live there and bred there. 67 different species of birds, and of course the Black Swan Lake. Many families of Black Swan Lakes had that as their home, and it's now been devastated.
Yeah, it's just tragic, you know. What can people do watching this right now? I know there's a website, Save Black Swan Lake. Save Black Swan Lake they can go to.
There is various things that can be done. Of course, donating for the legal costs is a very important thing, and that should be done through the Black Swan Lake. Tam Hogan is very much involved in the legal side of it, and representation should be made to Tam Hogan on her Facebook page for any assistance that we can give.
Yes, Tam Hogan's amazing. Thank you, James. Thanks for doing your bit. We'll have a chat to a few other people here today and see what they've got to say. Anything else you want to say about it?
Save Black Swan Lake.
Yeah. Thank you, James. You know, a great quote that I love is by Margaret Mead, and it is, "A small group of thoughtful people can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has." And if people don't speak up about this kind of thing, then, you know, it blatantly goes ahead unnoticed, unseen, under the carpet, and clearly, you know, 2.7 hectare lake with over 67 species of birds alone. A council wants to turn it into a car park here on the Gold Coast. 90% of it already is filled in with dirt. It's absolutely disgusting behaviour. And, you know, it makes me sad, it makes me angry. It makes me want to do things that I probably shouldn't do. But you know, it just blows me away. What the hell is going on? I mean, it's clear it's for future development. It's not for a car park. They don't need any more car parks at the Turf Club. Anyway, what do they think? We're all stupid here at the council? What the hell? Hello. Would you like to say something? What's your name?
I'm Ted.
Ted. Hello, Ted.
I've talked to the engineers, the mental engineers, not environmental. From here, that's what the letter's all about.
Right.
About the climate change that makes the lake stink and kills the fish.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
We ring up the council every time we see dead fish in front of my house, and the girls say, no, it's from the sewage spill. Every time.
You know, I was walking along the spit the other day, and it just smelled like sewage coming straight out into the spit, straight into the ocean. It smells like
that's where the pipe's going to go.
Right.
Out to sea there.
Right, and that's where people are surfing and swimming out there.
Oh, Christ.
You know, like, it's just crazy. So we've got a whole lot of supporters on this live right now. Hello, Lynn. Thank you. Lynn's saying, kick their corrupt butts. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, I appreciate that. Rowan's here from Rotary. Thank you for joining us, Rowan. Terry, hello. Anthony, Jamie, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Brian's saying good luck. So what do you think about all this, Ted? What's your opinion of what's really going on here?
It used to be the Gold Coast, but now it's the Lead Coast.
The Lead Coast.
Singing it to death.
Yeah.
And they call us vandals, environmental vandals. The biggest environmental vandals work in this building.
Yes, that's right, in this council building right here.
The biggest liars work in this building.
And we support it with our rates. We support all this by paying for them.
I'm one of the Attorney General and all that, with the rate people and that, where they set the bloody land fees and all that. I want them halved. And I said, I stopped whinging. And they said, you can't do it now because you've got a certain time to object. So I sent them a letter and they rang me up. And they said, well, you better do that next time. Yeah, you know.
Insane. So now people are going inside. Here we go. Thank you, Ted. Thank you so much for your comments. Hello there. Hello, hello. Let's see that sign there. We've got Facebook Live going on here. 40,000 reasons.
Save the remaining bit.
Yes, save the... Hi, what's your name?
My name's Yvette.
Yvette, thank you so much for your support today. What do you think of what's going on here today?
Well, I'm just wondering how much of it's going to be secretive in there. But out here there is some support for a very big problem, which is some of our public land being taken away and unavailable even for wildlife. And there's a little bit left and we hope we can keep it going.
Do you know what flabbergasts me? How is it that Julian Assange gets locked up, right, for revealing public information, and yet they're able to have closed meetings in there, which we're funding? How is that all allowed to happen? I don't get it.
If the press is going to back us up, that won't be allowed to happen much longer.
Right.
There's a lot of redaction that goes into all sorts of documents, and we only have to remember when we paid for the cruise ship terminal investigation, a lot of that was redacted. So we paid for that report, but we didn't get to see it. But with the press on our side, maybe that would have the press.
Well, Lynn Santa here, she's a big animal activist on the coast. She says, what happened to the CCC investigation into Tate? That's a good question, Lynn. Do you know what's happened about that?
I don't know, but he came out clean on a number of investigations, but I don't know if there's still some on.
Right, well, no doubt there would be, because clearly there's nothing clean about this whole situation, so it just stinks. It's rotten. What's rotten here is exactly what's in this building right now. Thank you so much, Yvette. Anything finally you'd like to say? We'll have a chat to someone else here.
Well, let's just hope they save the wildlife, because once that last bit goes, I don't know what happens to them.
Yeah.
And the same goes for koalas in a different sort of habitat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work to do.
Thank you, Yvette. Thank you. And what about you? What's your name here? Hello.
My name's Harriet.
Hello, Harriet. Do you want to come up here in the shade? It's a little bit bit contrasty there. Harriet, that's beautiful sign you've got there. Oh, some nice drawings to our beautiful swans.
Not drawings, but save our swans.
Yeah. And Harriet, what do you think about what's happened here?
Well, I think it's just a sad continuation of what's happening everywhere. All of our green environmental spaces being demolished and filled in and destroyed, and the little animals being squeezed into smaller and smaller spaces.
Absolutely, yeah. And what do you suggest anyone watching this live now? What can they do to help support it?
Well, there's a lot of community groups that already exist, so you can see what's happening in your area and join on with the forces already acting. So there's a lot of people who are already supporting Black Swan Lake, and if you're interested in that, you can find them on Facebook.
And quite a few community groups.
Yes.
Something called ACE, A-C-E.
ACE, yep.
That's quite a lot of community groups, which is trying to give some power back to the people and a better result for everybody.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your support today. I'm going to go in and stick my head in there and see what's happening with this council meeting before they close everything off.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Yes, good luck to all of us, and good luck to the poor animals that are, have no say in this, really. The silent ones that are the victims of all of this. How council can do this. It was such a beautiful area, 2.74 hectare space of land just behind the turf club, over 67 species of bird life alone, let alone turtles and fish and all the other animals. And now what's happening today is that the Gold Coast City Council are meeting to decide to make a final decision whether to fill in the land completely. It's about 90% full, and the poor birds that are left are just scrambling around the outside. A lot of swans have actually gone to the salt water now, to the canals, which is also really tragic to see, because that is just not a good area for swans to be in the saltwater canals. So it's just tragic. It's just tragic. It breaks my heart, and I think we need to stand up and say this is just not good enough. This is not good enough. This is not on. And I get very emotional because it upsets me so much. And yes, lack of food and sharks, exactly. Like Lynn says here, saltwater canals, lack of food for the swans and sharks, exactly. And of course eels, no doubt, and there'd be other animals that would attack the poor swans and the cygnets. So the babies, and yeah, it's just tragic. Anyway, You know, clearly this development-friendly council, you know, a few years ago they had the block councillors funded by developers. Well, it seems that they're still funded by developers because the amount of development that has happened here on the Gold Coast in the last few years is staggering. Anyway, Channel 7 are here inside, and Gold Coast Bulletin. Don't get sad, get mad. Yeah, get sad, get mad, get angry, get even. I don't know what can be said, because unfortunately a lot of damage has already been done, unfortunately. And if we don't make a stand, then more damage will be done. So I think it's about time that people gathered together and said enough is enough. Anyway, check out Save Black Swan Lake. Check it out, and you can make a difference. There's a big legal campaign going, funded by the community, so you can help support it there, and also help spread the word. Help spread the word and help raise some awareness about this totally corrupt, money-hungry council. Yes, that's right, Lynn. All about the money. It's all about the money. It's not about the environment, about the animals at all. It is all about the money with this developer-friendly council. And yes, it's right here on the Gold Coast. You wonder why the Gold Coast gets a bad name in other parts of Australia, because this kind of stuff goes on, right? Anyway, there are some good people on the Gold Coast too, thankfully, that are doing their bit to make a difference.